Hi everyone, Flora here, and frequently I will do a monthly planning tip. So this month's planning tip is all around your milestones this year. So we're halfway through the year, and I want to ask you, have you hit the milestones that you have set out to? Now, if you've been following me for any period of time, you know that every December we have a huge and epic planning party, which is awesome. And we actually had two this year because the first one was kind of sold out, if you will. We had so many people that we had people that couldn't get in, so we actually had a second planning party the very next Saturday. And on that Saturday, what we did was we created milestones that we wanted to create and achieve by the end of the year. And so here we are in July. We have, half of the year under our belt. Look at your milestones. What have you accomplished? What have you done? And some people, especially at this time, will go, shit, I haven't gotten anything done. Or they look at what other people have done. Oh my God, that person's lost 25 pounds. Or oh my God, this person wrote a book. Or wow, this person launched a new program. And you start to judge yourself and you start to really criticize what it is that you're doing. And so many times what you do is you take your plan and scrap it and go back to the drawing board and create a new plan based on what everybody else is doing, and also based on all this criticism and stuff. And so if that's where you're at today, one of the things that I recommend that you do first and foremost is just stop the madness. Stop comparing yourself. Eleanor Roosevelt used to say, or she said, comparison is the thief of joy. And that is so, so true. And this is a lot of the times what I like to call the comparison trap. Because you're working away, you're doing your thing, and then you see what other people are doing, and you're like, oh my God, that looks so much better. Why haven't I done that? Oh my God. And then you get into this cycle and spiral of comparison. So first and foremost, stop the madness. Stop what you're doing. Secondly, is I want you to look at what about the other person's successes, or what about the other person is triggering you, okay? Is it their mannerisms? Is it how they look? Is it some of the successes that they have, like if they wrote a book, if they've lost the 25 pounds, what about their outward appearance or their outward life that you're viewing from the outside in? What about them or that is triggering you? And really pick it apart. It could be, well, they lost 25 pounds and I'm trying to lose weight and it's not working and I'm getting really pissed at myself and I feel like, why is this not, why is this working? And just, all this mind chatter. Or maybe they wrote a book and maybe you've been meaning to write a book, but you haven't, and you haven't taken the time to schedule it or plan for it, and you haven't, started to journal or write every day. And so look at and pick apart what of their success is triggering you, okay? And then the next thing, once you kind of pick that apart, then I want you to look at and find gratitude for the life that you have currently, for what you're currently going through, for what you have done thus far, so far this year, okay, from January through now, the beginning of July, and find gratitude for it. Because more than likely, you've been doing a lot of things, but you just haven't been celebrating when you accomplish them or when you finish them. And more than likely, you've done a whole lot more than you think you have. And if that's not the case, if you really are like, no, I haven't done squat this year, then be like, okay, well, I'm so grateful and thankful that it's July and I know that I have 6 more months of this year that I can actually accomplish something. So piece number 2 is find some gratitude in where you are right now. And then tip number 3, to get out of the comparison trap, is to remember your why, or remember why you started your business. Remember why you started to create the goal that you did. Okay, so whether you're your own boss or you work for somebody else, and you just have life goals instead of business goals, remember your why. Why did you want this particular thing in the first place? Why do you want to write a book? Why do you want to lose the 25 pounds? Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do that? And when you allow yourself to really get into the energy of your why, then all of a sudden, it'll put everything else into perspective. All of a sudden, somebody else's book isn't a threat to you. Now it's motivation going, rock on. They wrote a book. How exciting, how motivating. If they can do it, I know that I can. Or, wow, that person lost 25 pounds. Rock on, that's awesome. Maybe I'll talk to that person and ask how they did it. Maybe they can give me some tips and tricks and whatnot. But giving yourself permission to first and foremost recognize that you're in the comparison trap, which sucks. It's no good for anybody because it just deflates your energy and it makes you feel that you are less than what you really are. Okay, so once you recognize you're in the comparison trap, stop the madness. The next thing is to look at what about their life is triggering me to feel this way, to feel like I need to compare myself to them. And then find gratitude for where you're at right now. And then also give yourself permission to remember your why. You know, why did you start the things that you did? Why do you even have this on your list to accomplish this year? And when you do that, when you can actually recognize, okay, I'm in the comparison trap, and then you kick yourself out of it by just stopping comparison, figuring out and picking apart why you're being triggered, finding gratitude for where you're at, and then remembering your why, that is a surefire way to get you out of the comparison trap for good. For good. So, if you want help with your planning, I have a fabulous resource at the Flora Institute. It's called the Planning Posse, and we do Planning Posse parties every single month on the first of the month from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Time. It is a webcast/webinar, so you can join in and ask me any and all questions that you want to throughout the hour that we're together every single month. Now, another thing that you also get is you get my hands in your business or my hands in your life, and I will specifically help you and your cause during these planning posse parties. So if you have a goal and you're like, all right, Flora, this is what I want to accomplish, I help you reverse engineer it. I help you look at, okay, by the end of the year, this is what you want to accomplish? Perfect. Let's break that down. And I help you specifically create a plan for you and your goal. If you want to lose weight, if you want to do this, do that, something else, I help you reverse engineer it so that you can actually have a usable daily plan for the rest of the year, okay? Which is awesome, awesome, awesome. Something else that you get as a member of the Planning Posse is you also get 3 live calls with me outside of the planning party. So we have our planning party at the beginning of every month. You also have 2 office hours calls where it's a live Q&A. You can ask me any and all questions that you could possibly think of for planning and action and implementation and strategy. And also you get 1 group coaching call when life stuff happens, and so you can get some one-on-one coaching with me as well. So another bonus that you get also, there's so much stuff that this group gets. Oh my gosh. Another thing is that I've interviewed over 12 people so far this year. I've got plenty more, just coming down the pipe, who are very successful, multi-millionaire entrepreneurs. I've got people that are in the 6 figures all the way up into the 7 and 8 figures who are killing it. They're awesome. Now, you may not be a business owner, and that's okay, but the reason why that I interviewed business owners and 6-figure plus business owners is because they are very busy ladies, very, very busy ladies, and many of them have families. Many of them have families and spouses and pets and several businesses that they run. And what we do is I interview them and we pick apart their day and their schedule and how they plan for success. So if you're interested in getting access to all of these bonus interviews, plus all of the resources that we have for the Planning Posse, not Fosse, and my support throughout the rest of the year, go ahead and click the link below and check it out because this is something that is absolutely changing people's lives. All right, I will be back here very soon, and I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous rest of your day. Mwah. Bye.